Okay, I'm back. So, continuing on, and you know what just dawned on me? So, like I said, my car is a Pursuit. So I have the column shift. Well, what that means, as far as this goes, is that big white and yellow plastic, that big hunk of stuff. That's all for the column shift. So if your car does not have a column shift, that won't be there. And so, you might accidentally be able to access that thing without laying on your back in the floorboard. I mean, you can certainly try, but if you cannot, then definitely do like I was saying, remove the accelerator pedal, lay your pad in there, remove the seat, lay your pad in there, and lay down. Now, I also removed, let's see, I also removed this is an airbag right here. It's an airbag, so I unbolted it, pulled it out, unpulled the TCM out too, but you don't have to do that. And then all these, I unbolted the knee bolster, unplugged it, and then just zip tied all those wires out of the way. And that's about as good as you can do as far as giving yourself room. So one thing, definitely. So like I said, that this thing is going to be oriented about like that. And one thing I noticed, or one thing I will suggest, is unplug it first. So there's only going to be 2 screws, and I did these with the paint marker. There's only going to be 2 screws, right? There's going to be one up here and one down here. This hole back here that I painted white, there's going to be just a little plastic nipple. So when you go to mount this thing, before you even put the screws in, you'll be sticking the gear into the little gear hole, and then this right here, it'll snap onto a little stud. That'll just kind of hold it in place, and then you can get your 2 screws. But what I found is if I removed the 2 screws first, and then tried to go after this wiring harness plug, it was very, very difficult. This thing would come out, it would go, it just was nearly impossible. So both unhooking and so you'll want to use the same logic both ways, right? Unhook this first, then go after the screws. When you install the new one, don't try to do the wiring harness first. Get it in place, screw it in, and then do the wiring harness last. That's would be my suggestion. And as far as the wiring harness plug goes, so it'll plug down over this, and there's a little red lock. So when you go to remove it, you'll see the little red lock will extend down. You can take a screwdriver or whatever and just push it up. Now it's unlocked, but to get this thing to unplug, there'll be a plastic tab right in the middle here. That plastic tab is part of the wiring harness plug, right? So all you'll have to do is push on it and then up. I had to actually get a screwdriver. I couldn't push hard enough and push up hard enough to get it unplugged. But just know that when you see that little plastic nipple that you're pushing on to release this plug, it's part of the actual plug itself. So you can push on the whole, and because some of them, you push down and then remove the plug out, but the thing you're pushing down on remains. That's not the case with this one. Once you unlock it, that thing you're pushing on, just go ahead and push it up. And then, like I said, there's 2 screws only. I made the mistake. I was thinking when you're up under there and you look up, you'll see, at least I did, what I thought was a 3rd screw. I saw what I thought was a screw right here, but it's not. What it is, this thing is attached or mounted to another plastic bracket, and that plastic bracket has a screw very close to where this would be, or where you would imagine it would be. And so I wasted a lot of time. I actually pulled that bracket screw out first, and then so whenever I was trying to put this thing back in, the bracket wasn't all the way, So anyway, just know that the first screw you see probably won't be the one you're going to go after. You can't see either one of those really from down there. You've just kind of got a feel for them. But there's only 2. Now, what else? So, yeah, it's going to be a bitch. It's behind those 2 heater core pipes, so you're going to have to do it by feel, and it's going to be a bitch. So just get prepared for that. Okay, so the next thing that I really want to advise or suggest, offer some suggestions on, would be the part itself, acquiring the part itself. So I'll cut this off and then I'll start up again and talk about the massive pain in the ass that I caused myself with the whole which part to get thing.